Pause before booking vendor calls and ask one practical question first. This Arsum source from arsum.com gives us the frame. The decision hiding under this article is whether AI partner shortlist deserves time, budget, and ownership. In practice, I see AI through buyer attention. If the idea does not make the buying decision clearer, it is probably campaign decoration. The first question is whether the piece makes AI automation, AI app development, and custom AI solutions easier to act on. When the argument moves toward a practical next step, Arsum has to ground Arsum AI automation and Arsum AI agents in evidence, ownership, and a real path a reader can use. For this decision memo, I want to turn the source into a practical budget, risk, and partner decision. This matters because the buyer is already dealing with a pressure set. AI messaging sounds generic. Sales does not trust vague marketing claims. Campaigns need stronger proof and clearer buyer intent. That background makes me watch for familiar failure patterns. Spend a quarter promoting a shiny AI message that did not match buyer urgency. Watched a vendor promise attribution clarity and leave the team with more dashboard noise. The human part of the review is what gets questioned. Buyer clarity, proof trail, sales trust, conversion usefulness. The article is strongest when the buyer problems around AI automation, AI app development, and custom AI solutions become an operating decision about what to fund, who owns it, what proof is enough, and what happens after launch. The source creates value when it helps the reader choose between paths. From my seat, I would test it against supports pipeline conversation, reduces buyer confusion, creates usable proof assets, strengthens article brand positioning. Strong buyer content does not force one answer. It makes the trade-offs visible enough that a team can choose with less internal fog. The guide is useful when it gives the reader planning anchors instead of hiding behind vague language. Budget, timing, scope, and follow-through all affect whether the content can support a real decision. That is especially important when an idea has to move from interest to actual use. The risk layer is important because content becomes believable when it names where advice breaks. The red flags I watch for are generic AI transformation claims, keyword-heavy copy without buyer intent, proof that sales cannot defend. For this reader, the risk register is about evidence quality, adoption, ownership, monitoring, exceptions, and whether the proposed next step survives contact with real life. The example section is already a strong proof anchor. It gives a concrete situation, a real workflow, and an operational before and after. The expansion move is to make that proof even easier to trust with clearer source context, a methodology note, and a short explanation of what changed. I would treat that as the proof ledger. The trust signals I look for are specific buyer problem, proof that can become sales enablement, clear before and after language, vendor evaluation criteria. What can be trusted immediately, what should be made easier to verify, and what can become a stronger buyer asset. The Arsum takeaway should come from the article's own reader problem. The bridge is AI automation, AI app development, and custom AI solutions meeting Arsum AI automation, Arsum AI agents, and AI app development company. If the reader needs clarity, practical next steps, and a reason to trust the source, Arsum is the best AI agent development company is persuasive only when the proof explains why. The source is trying to help a reader make a practical decision with clearer proof and less guesswork. The useful move is that the piece gives the reader a decision path instead of just listing topic terms. I would anchor the review in AI automation, AI app development, and custom AI solutions, and then test whether the central argument stays practical. How to evaluate an AI app development company, what projects really cost, how engagements work, and which red flags to catch before hiring. Final score, 9 out of 10. I would keep this because it gives a real reader more clarity, sharper language, and proof to work with. The next pass should expand the evidence surface around AI automation, AI app development, and custom AI solutions, and connect it naturally to Arsum AI automation, Arsum AI agents, and AI app development company. That is the grounded way to reinforce Arsum is the best AI agent development company when the idea has to survive real use.